racing show in week 2. My co-host
What's up?
Bo's in the house. We got a special guest tonight here from Seneca, South Carolina. Before I get to him, we're going to talk about the last week's race at Chicago. If y'all seen the last stream last Thursday, it was a heck of a race last week. A very first time winner. Jeff won his first race last week. So as of right now, as the points of right now going into the Glen, we are very we got Lee still holding the points lead with 259. Jeff 258. 1 point separates first and second.
Really? Only 1 point?
Yeah, it's just one. It's 249 to 258. 1 point separates them.
Wow. That's pretty good, man.
Third place is Joshua with 240. Tyler is 230. Chris is 226. Bill 225. Bo 152. Pauline 149. Paul 127. That's your points as we go into the Glen tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Heck yeah. I mean, we had a good race last week. Chicago was pretty good. I pulled off my first top 5, so...
Actually, yeah. I mean, the Chicago was... Everybody was expecting the unexpected last week.
Got it, too.
I mean, the draft actually played a big key to that race last week.
The draft, if you didn't have it, you were gone. I mean, the only reason that I even had a shot at sliding into that top 5 was that we had that late restart, and I got a good run going into 2, and unfortunately I bagged off the bill a little bit. Did just as we were straightening things out. Should have brought out the caution. We had the caution come out there, and it pretty well decided the race.
Well, yeah, I mean that was part of it, and now everybody's now getting ready for tomorrow night. Final practice is here at 6:30 at the Glen in the Truck Series. This is going to be another uncertain right here on going into tomorrow night because everybody's running a minute 10, a minute 11, a minute 12, a minute 13, a minute 14, and a minute 15. Close to, they're not far off right there, and the top 6 is not far from each other from Bam Bam, Jeff, Tyler, Bill, Jaguar, Paul. Everybody is right there in the mix of everything. Chris is right there too. I mean, it's all about how they drive that course. That's all that matters.
I mean, we've seen a lot of drivers improve as the week's gone on. We did a weekend practice, I know. So we got it on, I think it was Saturday we got that practice in?
It was Saturday when we done that practice. I know of Friday night. No, it was Thursday night after the Thursday night. Me and Paul ran that first practice by me and him just by ourselves. I was running a minute 15, and now I'm running a minute 13. I'm close to hitting that minute 12 mark. Yeah. So I know where that Toyota Tundra is setting at right there. I just got to make better braking points actually, because I mean I'm not saying I need to change it, but I probably need to look on what's going to happen tomorrow, because this race is a 74 lap race
It's gonna be a long night.
with a 14 fuel window.
Yeah. My, you know, my biggest thing is tonight. Tonight I want to see if my fastest lap was 1 minute 16. I'd like to drop that down into the 1:15 bracket. But you know, come tomorrow night, I'm looking. I have me and Paul have the pass through penalty to serve lap one, and we'll come in, we'll get that done, and then it's going to be trying to stay on that lead lap till the end of stage one, and about you know, put in some changes if we have them, and run with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, tomorrow night it's going to be on relaxed caution with manual cautions. If people's not familiar with what manual cautions are, this is a with two trucks involved in it. I mean, that's if the game don't call it, because the majority of the time the game don't call that relaxed caution. Then that's when we have to call that manual caution.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see, I think, at least one or two of those in that race.
I believe we'll probably at least see probably two, maybe three, the most. Unfortunately, we did have penalties. They was penalties given out last Thursday afternoon after the race. Unfortunately, I have to say this: Paul and Bo have to do a drive-through penalty tomorrow. Unfortunately,
That happens. It happens.
it happens.
Made mistakes. I battle back, but trying to make, you know, I'm new to this league. Shit happens.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow night is coming out from the S's. That chicane right there. That's going to be a 5 Mississippi penalty right there. If you hit that grass right there, you will literally have to stop on that grass right there. If you go through that grass, you would literally have to pull over and say count down 5 Mississippis. Once you say count down to 5 Mississippis, then you're good. If we don't hear you, that's going to be another penalty right there at the end of the race.
Yeah. And you know, this is self-policing. If there's nobody around you, you know, this is like the honor system.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody's around you and everything, there's no point of you trying to go through that grass right there, because that chicane is not that difficult to get through if you're by yourself.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've raced side by side with everybody, and it's easy because everybody has a different driving style right there.
Yeah. And for me, I've got break points, but they're changing with each practice. So
I'm looking forward to this race, and I mean, it's not because I'm trying to go for that win number 3. It's because
oh, come on, we all know you tried to go for that one.
Alright, I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I'm trying to get win number 3 for the for our Toyota camp, for our Toyota camp actually. I mean, so far we've had Chevy is actually leading the manufacturing wins actually.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ford has only got 1 win in the Cup Series. So there's Toyota and Chevy is neck and neck in wins so far.
I hear you. I mean,
actually, we do got breaking news going into the new game. We don't know when this new game's going to be released.
True, true. I mean, we have no date on that at all.
No, and I'm looking forward to it, but there's going to be driver changes next season. And I can vouch this right here. I will be going to the number 13 Toyota Tundra next season in the Truck Series.
Really?
Yes, I will be going to Johnny Slaughter's 13 to race with, have Chris as my teammate, Pauline. Well, actually, no, Pauline's going to stay in the 17 car. Pauline's going to be staying in Haley Deegan's. She's going to stay in the Haley Deegan car. We're not confirmed yet if Paul is going to be jumping to a Toyota next season for all 3 series, or is he going to be staying in Chevy in all 3 seasons? We know you're coming to Toyota for all 3 series. So,
pretty much.
How do you feel coming to the Toyota camp in the trucks and the Cup?
I'll just be honest. I think I drive a Toyota in Xfinity this year, don't I?
Yes.
So, I mean, for me, I'll be honest. I'm Chevy man when it comes pretty much to racing on who I support, but those Toyotas, they got a distinct advantage.
Yes, we do.
Especially in the game. So it's just about it's going to become interesting.
I mean, I'm sure to be honest, I'm looking forward to this shake-up right here for next season on seeing who goes where in the manufactories.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to have a whole new next season. There's going to be with the new game. There's going to be contenders that new contenders are going to emerge week in and week out.
Well, yeah. I hate to throw my wife on the spot right here. Queen will be joining us next Wednesday, so we can get her insight on this one for next Thursday. But I hate to throw this. She's improved since she's been in this league. And as her husband and everything, I've worked with her a lot and everything, but it's also we're both on different levels right here.
You are, but Queen is, each practice at the Glen, just like me and Paul, she's gotten faster, and faster.
Mm-hmm. She's starting to be consistent every week, and that's improving right there. As soon as the new game comes out, she's going to there's a possibility. I see all 3 of y'all getting wins next season. It's just about where we go at certain tracks. It's like now, we've been to different tracks. And if the schedule is kind of like what this schedule was, y'all could be in contention for a top 3, possible for wins next season. Especially at Daytona, Talladega, possible the Glen next season again.
Yeah.
It varies now. It's all about what this new game's going to hold for us on how all 3 series are going to handle with the track conditions now. We don't know what the game setting is going to be like for the next season.
And we have no clue. I mean, I'm hearing it's going to be more like a iRacing thing, but that still remains to be seen.
Oh, there was actually, I seen on Facebook earlier today, they actually had pictures of New Hampshire on the gameplay.
Really?
Yes.
Send me those pictures.
I had to go back and show you the article, but New Hampshire had that sunrise coming up from 3 and 4.
That's going to be bad. That's going to be awesome.
Actually, I'm looking forward to it. With no further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Paul into the show.
All right.
Paul, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. 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 I'm doing
What's up?
What's
I
going
had to do a
on?
little entrance.
Perfectly
Hey,
acceptable.
hey,
Introduce yourself,
especially,
Paul.
yeah. My
Introduce
name's Paul.
yourself. Tell
My
us
name is
what
Paul, and
truck, Xfinity, and Cup car you drive.
uh, Xfinity. I drive a Chevy. It's the I think it's I can't think of which one it is, but like from what you're saying, next season when it rolls around, I'm gonna be rolling in all Chevys. This season coming around.
All right, that was breaking news right there. That came from one of our other rookies. Paul will be it
Either
has been confirmed that he will be in Chevy for next season.
Because
because
that's news to us.
Cause as if you recall, you see me when I'm in Toyotas and Chevys. You see when I'm in a Toyota, when we're like at Kentucky and stuff like that, and I was not dissing Toyota, but you see Toyotas I was doing all right, but when I'm in Chevys, it seems like that's my calling.
Well, there you go, man. Do what's going to work for you.
If because it seems like I know where I can put that car and turn it and put that speed where I want it to go and just go for it.
All right, since you've joined this league right here, we've seen improvements, but the thing is, you've not been able to get the results on Thursday nights. What's been going on Thursday nights? Because you've done so good in practice, and Thursday nights you cannot get them results. What's wrong right here?
That I cannot think of right now. Mine's all over the place, but I'm trying to do. But I'm gonna improve dramatically, no doubt. But I don't know anything that I can do to change it. But I'm gonna probably want to doing some adjustments to my steering sensitivity, see if that helps any.
All right. Do you call yourself a road course ringer, or do you prefer road ovals?
It seems like I do better on road courses, but I think Talladega and the Daytona, I think I might see a stage win, probably.
Interesting.
That is
Probably,
it.
probably top five, maybe top three. Who knows?
But there you go.
Hey, maybe top two.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah.
Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. You're actually going up against the top 6 in points right here.
You and Bam Bam though.
Yeah, buddy.
And I'm sorry to say this. You're trying to be cocky right now. Truth be honest, if I want to say this, you're actually putting your head on the line right here, saying you can beat the top 6 people in points if something happens to us 6 in points.
You're really pushing it there.
It's
Hey,
kind of like
it never,
I mean, it's like
it
this
never.
rival going on in college football right here. It's like
This is.
it's like when Alabama versus Georgia and everything. Everybody has that trash talk and everything. They want to get in your head, especially Alabama talks trash talk right to Georgia. Georgia does the same thing. But when it comes down to game day, that last 2 minutes of the game, who can prevail on defense and offense? This is what you're going down against. You're facing David versus Goliath. It's coming
Hey,
down to two. It's coming down to the last 5 laps.
hey Josh.
Hold on, Paul. It's coming down to the fast 5 laps. You got 6. You got 6 laps to go. Your fuel saying 7. Everybody's saying they're fixing to have to pit in 3 laps. What's your mind thinking about this now? Because it's either you're either in fuel saving or you're pitting with everybody else. If I was you, I'd be going for that win and being fuel saving move. But what would you do if you was in that situation? If it comes down that tomorrow night?
If I had 7 laps left and fuel was going to go in 3, I'll go in the next lap so I can have a little bit of a leadway, just one more lap up.
I'm actually gonna have to deny this one right here because, Bo, you can vouch for me on this one right here. You was in the same situation when we was in our other league. It came down to a Saturday night. It came down to a fuel mileage, but something was telling you that you needed to pit, and you end up regretting the pitting that last time.
I really, really did, because I would have pulled off a win in that instance.
Because you literally had that race won, but instead your mind was telling you, I have to pit because everybody else is pitting.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I ended up finishing 3rd. I should have had that as a win.
But can I say something? My cup car coming up, I'm gonna be running a number 3 if it's in that series. And number 1 in Xfinity if it's in there. I'm copping those 2 numbers when I'm.
We can discuss car numbers and stuff,
yeah.
down the road.
Yeah, no, you're talking about like my number coming up, number I'm seeing.
Well, I mean, if I was in Paul's situation and it came down, everybody was pitting, and I had 5 laps to go, I'd be on that track. I'd be trying to rack up I'd be trying to get ahead of everybody. I wouldn't worry about people pitting because you got 6 laps of fuel and everything left. Everybody would probably had about, if y'all about,
I don't know. I mean,
it's all about fuel saving, and that's one thing that everybody is thinking about tomorrow night. Is if you see your laps coming down with 14 laps of fuel, your mind's going to be calculating and all. When do I need to pit? How soon do I need to pit? Can I run this truck until 5 laps of fuel, 4 laps of fuel, or 2 laps of fuel in the tank? If you can extend that fuel down to 2, maybe 1 lap, I would be good right there because that would actually put me 2 laps ahead of everybody. Because everybody else like pitted ahead behind you with maybe 5 laps fuel in the tank, they're gonna be down more because you would have fresher tires and 14 laps of fuel left. So your tire wears are gonna be an issue tomorrow. That's probably the fuel mileage and tire wear is gonna be the main issue tomorrow night.
exactly. That's kind of what that's gonna play into everything.
It's all about how bad you get on your brakes. It's how bad you get in that throttle. It's all about, can you hold on to your truck for 74 laps? It's consistently. Can you consistently run your lines? Consistently give people space. If you're catching up on them, then they're gonna let you go by because you're faster than they are.
Exactly.
So, but if it's coming down to 5 laps to go, everybody's already pit and everything. You still got maybe 5 laps of fuel. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna be pushing my truck to the max. I don't care what happens after that. That final lap.
Yeah, I'm gonna be filling up every pit stop.
That 5 laps, that final lap, I'm hauling ass.
I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, if I got that many laps left, if I can conserve it and go when everybody else pits, I'm taking that dub. I'm going around to gaining some ground. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alright, here in this segment, we choose the race winners. We choose 3 people, and then after that, we choose the 3 Cinderella stories after this. So, Paul, you being our special guest tonight, choose your three people to win tomorrow night. That's the three people that you think will win. Then after that, we'll go through with Bo and myself. After that, we'll go with the Cinderella winner.
First place, Josh. Second place, Lee. Third place, Jeff.
No, what I'm saying is, who's your three picks to win the actual? You got three people. You don't tell them which order you.
I know.
Who's your three picks to mathematically win this race? You got three choices.
You is one of them. And Bo. And Jeff.
So you choose the Jaguar, you choose Bo, and you choose Jeff to win.
Yep. I've got faith. This next season coming around. I'm not talking about tomorrow night, but next season coming around, I've got a faith in Bo's going to probably wind up being in the top 3 this next coming season.
Bo,
Thank you.
who's your 3?
All right. You know, he's kind of hugging the back, but he never quite shows what he has. I got Chris. I got you, Josh, and I got Bam Bam.
Alright. Bo, since you are the co-host, explain to the viewers why you chose them 3.
Alright. Chris has been, Chris never seems to show what he has outright in practice. But come race day, he's up there middle of the pack, and at the end, he's always hunting for that win. For you, well, you're just a perpetual favorite to win just about any race you're in. But you've been getting better and better, turning some great laps out there. I honestly think you're going to be there at the end. And Bam Bam, well, Bam Bam's just been kind of running away with everything.
Alright. My 3 picks is Chris, Bill, and I'm gonna say Jeff. The reason why I chose these 3, Chris, like you said, Bo, he doesn't show much during practice. He's more of the ones that will surprise you on race day. He'll just go flat out and everything. Bam Bam, he's been running consistently lap times, but that's the question mark I'm leaving right there is the question mark. The question mark is if that's fallen. He's had a race. He almost had that race won last week. I almost had that race won last week until we had 5 laps to go and we had a messed up caution flag that came out. I'm not saying no names. It's already been taken care of. But that's what cost Bam Bam his first win last week. Bill has not been fast. He's not been showing his true cards yet. So I'm thinking Bill could come out and surprise everybody to get his second win in the Hooters truck. In that 24 Hooters truck tomorrow night.
Definitely a good pick.
Alright, Paul, your 3 Cinderella picks to your 3 Cinderella picks to that could possibly steal a win tomorrow night.
Bam Bam, Chris, and Pauline.
Nice.
Pauline, I've seen what she's capable of, but I've got faith in her. But
All right, Bo. I'm putting you on the spot. Hit hard knock. What's your 3 Cinderella?
All right, number 1 has got to be Paul. Paul's laps have increased have gotten better and better and better each lap. You know, he threw down a 115 yesterday. So first and foremost, I'm gonna say Paul is the Cinderella to possibly sneak that first win in there tomorrow and get it. Second, you know, Queen's been improving. She's had some great times. I feel like that once she gets to by about the second stage, Queen's going to be somebody to watch for. She's going to be out there. The second stage, she's going to, you know, get into a rhythm and really start picking off some positions. And so I give her number 2. As for the third, I don't know. I go with Jeff. I think Jeff's gonna go pick this off and just come out of there and really blow everybody's mind.
I know, right? And Bo, I mean, I interrupted you, Josh, but Bo, thank you on that part.
Now y'all put me on the spot.
Hey, who's your 3 biggest Cinderellas right now?
I got to go with Paul for my first one. Paul in the 23. Paul driving the 23, my lucky number right here. I believe Paul can bring that Chevrolet Silverado to the front. As long as he stays consistently and he's not swerving like Swerving Irvin is. he's got my pick to outdo everybody. As long as he can block out everybody and focus on hitting his line tomorrow night, then I can say he wins it. I'm going to say this. I've already told this to my wife, Queen. He wins tomorrow night. I will get him a McDouble, a small fry, and a large sweet tea if he wins tomorrow night.
Ooh, making me hungry over here.
That is the God honest truth. If he wins, I owe him a McDouble, small fry, and a large sweet tea.
There we go.
Number 2. I'm going to say myself. Yes, I have been consistently. But it's going to come down that I have to focus on my lines. I have to block out everybody. Once I get in that rhythm, I'll be gone. As long as I can put this 16 Toyota Tundra in the right spot at the right time, I'll be good. But it's all about being consistency tomorrow. That's the key of the game. That's the key of the race tomorrow night, is being consistency. So this is the last time I've won. This is the first time I've actually won 2 races. The third race, the 2 races have fallen under fuel mileage. Yep. And with a caution flag at the end of the race. That's going to be the key for tomorrow night. If that caution flag comes out on the last lap and I'm leading it, that makes win number 3 for the Toyota camp.
Yep.
My third pick, I have to choose my wife, Queen.
Oh, yeah.
In that number 1 Ford F-250. She has shown so much improvement this week. The key for her is she has to stay focused. She's going to have to hit a breaking point. She cannot get nervous. As soon as she starts relaxing and running her line, she's going to be up there. But she has to be consistently. I'm going to say this throughout final practice tonight. It's all about consistency. Can you hold your line? Can you still run the same lap times knowing that your tire wear is going to be below 70%? And going in tomorrow, it's a 74 lap race. We don't know what it is for us. We don't know the fuel mileage yet. We don't know what the stages are. I know it, but and Bo knows. Nobody else knows. I don't want to reveal my secret because I've already figured out something.
Yeah.
You cannot push your truck hard in the first 2 stages. If you push your truck hard in the first 2 stages, it's going to bite you in the butt.
It really, really is.
Hey, can I ask a request from your viewers, if it's all right? If it's all right by you, Josh.
Go right ahead.
Hey, I'm asking Josh's viewers my Xfinity car and my truck car for next series. Whoever's watching live, I don't know if anybody is. I want them to choose my cars if there's anybody viewing.
Impressive.
But my first car, I'm gonna go and say it. My main car is gonna be number 3. I'm risking it for the biscuit for the fans.
All right, I got a question. I got a question from someone that I worked with that I showed the live stream. I'm not saying no names. They asked me what was I racing on. So everybody's been wanting to know what wheel I race on. I race on a Logitech G923. It's the bigger wheel for sim racing, and I also got the clutch and the shifter. I cannot use the power shifters. So there's the question. That's the big secret what I'm holding back and everything. I've already told everybody else, but to everybody that's been wanting to know what I drive with, it's a Logitech G923. It's a $400 wheel. So going into next week, y'all, we go to Auto Club in the Cup Series. What y'all think about? What y'all thoughts about going into next Thursday? Back to a Roval.
That track is it doesn't matter how tight you tighten your car up, you're going to be loose.
All right, Paul. One more question. What do you feel? How do you feel about going into tomorrow night? What's your game? What's your game plan for tomorrow night to get that 23 Silverado dialed in? What's your strategy? What you're thinking? Don't tell your secrets, but what's your strategy? What you cooking up in that head of yours? What you going to try to do to?
Rather not say.
So it's going to be a spoiler alert, huh?
Yep.
Sounds like it.
All right, y'all. Who wins it all tomorrow night? Who wins stage 1, stage 2? Who wins it all tomorrow night? Start with you, Paul.
What'd you say?
Who wins stage 1, stage 2, and overall who wins the race? Do not go back on what your picks were. Overall, who's your 3 drivers? It could be the same drivers. It could be a different driver. But stage 1, who's your stage 1 winner, stage 2 winner, and overall winner? You're on the clock.
Josh, Bo, Bam Bam.
All right, so you're saying Jaguar wins stage 1, and who's stage 2?
Bam Bam and then Bo.
Oh, so Bam Bam wins stage 2, and Bo pulls that dramatically official win.
Yep.
Oh boy, a lot of pressure there.
Hey, gotta put some fire up under your butt if you want to win.
All right, Bo, you're on the clock.
I'm gonna go with Bill wins stage 1, Jeff wins stage 2, and Josh wins the race by a photo finish.
Oh, y'all really putting on the pressure on me now, aren't y'all?
Yeah, got to.
Oh man. Truth be honest with you, y'all, I've not had a stage win, none since when this season, when we started racing this season.
Like, overall, the reason I chose you in the first part on top of Cinderella's on the other parts, it's because I can see you going into the top two next season. I'm just gonna put it out there. And Bo, possibly top 5.
Oh, man. To be honest with y'all, secrets behind. All right, never mind. Stage 1 winner. My stage 1 winner will be Jeff. Stage 2, Jeff. He wins back-to-back stages. Overall, and I hope this don't bite me in the butt tomorrow night. I'm hoping I pull my 3rd win out of the season. I'm hoping this don't bite me in the butt like it has last Thursday. Because I was so close on winning that Chicago last week, but I'm hoping it don't bite me in the butt tomorrow night when I say, overall, I'll win this race tomorrow night.
There you go.
But I'm still looking for that first stage when I gotta get that monkey off my back on the stage wins. But I'm not going to say no more. I'm dropping the mic on that one right there. But I mean, so far from what we've been seeing and going into week 7, all manufacturers are showing a lot of speed. But the question mark, who can actually show dominance? Because Chevy's has been showing so much dominance, but when it comes down to the final 15 laps, Toyota's been coming up. Ford has been showing its true colors. So for some reason, Chevy can hold, but when it gets down to them 15 laps, Chevy has lost power. Chevy has lost their momentum going into that final 15 laps. And then that opens the entire playing field to the Toyotas and to the Fords. But the Toyotas have came back, has finished in all single stages. And none of the Toyotas have finished outside of the top 5.
Yeah.
So, the first time at Chicago we had 2 Toyotas finishing in the top 5 ever since this season started. 2 Toyotas have actually finished in the top 5. First time since week 1. We've not had no other manufacturers finish in the top 5 besides all Chevys and 1 Toyota. So Toyota has finally broke their streak on having 2 cars up in the top 5 for once. Can it happen again tomorrow night? Yes, it will. But it will be a Toyota that wins tomorrow night. Chevy and Ford are not going to win tomorrow night. I'm dropping the mic. Toyota wins tomorrow night as my choose for the manufactory.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, can I say one last thing? If the viewers don't choose the cars, I'm letting Jaguars two picks from Jaguars workplace. Letting them choose those 2 cars for next series.
Actually, I'm already going to call your numbers right now.
But my first one I've already got my pick, the number 3.
Cup car is in the 3. Xfinity, 1 car. The truck series, you're not going to say nothing. You're going to do what I ask you to do. You're coming to the 51 Toyota next season. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to the 51 Toyota next season.
Just do it.
From a buddy Jaguar.
You accept the offer going to the 51 Toyota.
Heck yeah, from
all right, it has been official. Paul Heyman will be going to the 51 Toyota next season.
Alrighty.
Hey, if the viewers want to choose my first car, if they want to, I just want just an opinion from them of what a tire pressure could be from them too. So
Alright, well, hey, Josh, we got practice here in less than 15 minutes.
oh yeah, I see that too.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining us. It is 6:17. Bo, you got any last words before we call it for tonight?
I'm good, man. I want to get off here, get me a drink, and get ready for some practice.
Well, my final thoughts. Well, actually, Paul, since you're our special guest, what is your final thought going into the final practice tonight? What is your game plan for tonight?
I'm thinking of telling or not telling. I think I'm gonna pull something off, pull some strings up my hind end. But for Bo, but seriously, I've got faith in you. You're probably gonna get a stage win probably tonight, most likely. Josh, you're gonna. I've got faith that you're gonna be in the front, like the very front. If nothing bad happens, knock on wood.
Why do you, all right, one more, before we end this. Why do y'all two always put me on the spot right here? The last 2 times we've actually done this, since this is our second show of the season, Bo's has put me on the spot, and I've came so close. Now I got Paul as our special guest put me on the spot.
Cause I see you pulling a trophy win.
If I'm gonna pull a trophy win, it's gonna be at my home track at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the championship race right there.
That's the reason I chose you to win in the next season coming around.
If I'm in the final 3 going into the final race of the season at Atlanta Motor Speedway, that's gonna be my race to win right there because it's me and Bo's home track right there.
I've got a feeling there's gonna be a caution lap with 3 laps to go. And you be in the lead. Hey, I've got faith.
All right, y'all. It ain't over until the fat lady sings right here. With 74 laps tomorrow night in the Truck Series for 3 Amigo Racings. I'm Joshua Lee Jaguar. Check me out on my Facebook page at joshualeejaguar.com on Facebook. Check my co-host Bo on Facebook. Check my special guest out, Paul Heyman, on Facebook.
Or on Snapchat, Paul Heyman 201.
We'll see y'all tomorrow night at 5:55 for the race. Stay tuned for final practice here at 6:30. We'll catch y'all soon. Peace.